Good afternoon. Today is the 7th of February. I apologise for the slightly strange lighting, but we're going to be looking at the top 10 best-selling cars of January 2023. It's been a very, very weird month, actually, for new car sales in this country. We're going to be looking at the data from the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders. The thing is that the best-selling car of last year is actually in 5th position, and the manufacturer that makes it was outsold by one that's never topped the chart ever before. It's had, I think, 1 or 2 appearances in the top 10, but they actually have 2 top-selling cars in the list this time, and it's never happened before. The Fiesta, which, as many of you know, is going out of production. I think it's in April this year. It's still in the chart, and there are some perennial favourites in there. But the 2 cars that have come in there, I don't think anybody would have expected that to be the case, least of all me. So January 2023 was a positive month for the motor industry. Still not back to the sort of pre-2020 levels of sales, but there are many reasons for that. We won't go into that right now. We'll just look at the figures, really. I do apologise for lighting. There's not an awful lot I can do unless I do that. No, that's worse. Okay, we'll just stay with it like this. First thing we come to is the power source mix for new cars, and it's the same picture as pretty much it's been for quite a long time. The forbidden fuel, the fuel that is not loved by anyone anymore, that has had a change in market share, and it's gone down, and it's now the joint least popular power source for cars. The only other one that's less actually popular is the one that is pretty much the same, just with a mild hybrid system. So the percentage change is 12% down. In 2022, 6,000 cars were sold with diesel engines in this country in January. Last month was about 5,300. The market share has gone down from 5.2% to 4%. The mild hybrid version of the forbidden fuel has gone down slightly less, about 11%. Market share has gone from 5% to 3.9%. It's a very similar sort of trend. And the number of cars sold without engine has gone from 5,700 to 5,100. There's not very many actually on the market still with a mild hybrid engine and the forbidden fuel source. I think it's some Audis and Volkswagens. I'm struggling to think of many other cars that are like that now. Petrol, it stayed exactly the same. The market share is exactly the same. It's about 45%. But because the market's up by 15% overall, the percentage change is, again, about 15%. So the number of cars sold has gone from about 51,500 to 59,000. With mild hybrid petrol cars, that has actually increased a little bit more. So the market share has gone from 13% to 13.1. That means the percentage change is even higher. It's about 16%. The number of cars sold has gone from 15,000 to 17,000. With pure electric cars, the number of pure electric cars, we're not talking plug-in hybrids, we're not talking standard hybrids, we're talking just the pure electric cars. The market share has not gone up that much, but there are now more pure electric cars sold in this country, and quite a lot more, than there are forbidden fuel cars with no hybrid assistance or the mild hybrid assistance. It's about 8% of those, and this is now about 13.1% of the market, up from 12.5%. Percentage change is about 20%, so 20% up. on last year, although because the market has gone up by 50%, it's not as big a percentage change in market share than you'd expect. But yeah, about 14,500 cars to about 17,000 cars. Plug-in hybrids actually still a bit of an increase, a very mild one actually. It's only about 7% change in the figures. The market share has gone down a little bit, from 7.9 to 6.9%, but it's still about 9,000 cars sold either way. There's no incentive for those particularly. They're quite stagnant in terms of the sales increase or decrease. With the standard hybrids, this is everything from Suzuki's and Toyotas and Kias, and there's loads and loads and loads of these. It's gone up from about 12% to 14.5%, but the percentage change of that is about 40%. A number of cars sold has gone from 13,500 to 19,000. So yeah, we still very much like our petrols in this country, particularly economical petrols, but other things are catching up. As to forbidden fuel, there's a reason why we don't talk about diesels on this channel. So let's look at the private fleet and business segments. With the private segment, the market's gone down a little bit. The market share has dropped from 54% to 45%. In terms of overall sales, they are actually registrations, but I call them sales because it's a bit easier for me to say. It's 4.3% down in 2022 in January. It was about 62,000. It's now about 60,000. With the fleet segment, this is up considerably. It's sort of reverse, but quite a lot. Market share in January 22 was 44%. It's now 53%. Percentage change in just in terms of a number of cars sold, it's gone from 51,000 to 70,000, which is a 37% increase. The business sector's also increased, not nearly as much. It's a very small kind of segment now in this country. Market share's gone from 1.7 to 2.1%. Percentage change is about 46% in terms of the number of cars sold, and it's gone from 1,900 to 2,800. Let's now look at the reason why most of you clicked on this video, unless you're an absolute avid hardcore fan of this segment. I know a lot of you aren't, but we do it anyway, simply because I find it interesting, and there's a very, very kind of hardcore community of people who watch these videos and who want to hear this information broken down every month. That's why we do them. So there's no year-to-date information apart from the just January 2023 sales figures, of course. The top car is the MG HS. Now, having had two MG on test from MG Motor UK in 2021, having driven quite a few of them now, loads in fact. I've driven everything apart from the automatic standard petrol one. I've driven the mild hybrid, I've driven the plug-in hybrid, two of those. I've also driven two manuals. I don't know why this car is so high up above everything else. I don't quite understand. I mean, it's great that MG are doing so well, but I don't really understand why, particularly last month. Maybe some of you could enlighten me in the comment section below. So they sold just under 3,500 MGHSs. Volkswagen T-Roc was quite close behind in second position, about 3,300. The Qashqai in third position, no surprise there, British built of course. 3,100. Kia Niro, which I think is that a pure electric car now, I think, possibly. Someone have to enlighten me. I know there's a new one out. I have seen it actually, but I can't remember if there's still a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid version available. Someone can enlighten me in the comment section about that. Yeah, 2,600. The Vauxhall Corsa just over 2,400 in fifth position. That was best-selling car last year, of course. Kia Sportage, which was actually the winner for January 2022. That's just above 2400 as well, like 2409, and the Corsa's 2425, so very close. Then the Ford Puma on about 2300, no surprise there. The ZS, MG ZS, quite close behind, 2260. The Hyundai Tucson, one registration behind, 2259. And the Fiesta, which presumably the winding production of these up now, so it's below the Puma, although they're based on the same platform. Just over 2,000 sales for last month. Lloyd Vehicle Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. This lighting is still really bad, I do apologise, viewers. So let's have a look now at the individual manufacturers breakdown. There's some really interesting stuff in here for January 2023. Start as always with two Stellantis brands, Abarth and Alfa Romeo. Have they done very well? No, not really. Abarth's only really got one model on sale. It's variations on the old 2007 Fiat 500. The platform of that dates back to 2003 with the Fiat Panda, which is also still on sale. Much changed, of course. The Abarth versions have a lot of power. I think it's possible that now all mild hybrid. I totally forget about this, viewers. I'm not very good at remembering because the Abarths have been on sale for so long. They're not bad cars or anything. I'd like to have a go in one of those at some point, but it's just an old platform. It's an old engine for, you know, I think they only had a 5-speed gearbox in the 1.4s for ages. And correspondingly, you know, this, I think they might try to relaunch that as an electric brand or something. I don't really know. Some of you will know more about this sort of stuff than me. But this is 78% decrease on last January. The market share has gone down from 0.04 to 0.01. They've only sold 11 cars in the last month. In 2022, they sold 49. Alfa Romeo, it's a similar story. It's not dramatic. Market share has gone down from 0.09 to 0.06. Sold 98 cars last January. Last month, 73. Percentage change is about 26. I thought that new Tonale was on sale. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Tonale is not having no effect whatsoever. Alpines remain relatively stable. There's not point going into that because they only sold 26 cars last month. They sold 30 the year before. Audi, one of the big manufacturers, one of the top 5 actually. They sold over 9,000 cars. It's actually an increase of 5.4% on January 2022. But because of the overall increase in the market, their shares actually dropped slightly. Excuse me, from 7.4 to 6.8%. Number of cars sold though has increased from 8,600 to 9,000. Bentley, not particularly good, about a 9% decrease. They were only talking about 134 cars to 122. BMW, traditionally quite a strong player in our market. They're, you know, seen as a luxury brand, but you know, they make very sophisticated cars, but they're more common than the Vauxhall. Yes, BMWs are more common than Vauxhalls. That is the fact. We'll look at Vauxhall's figures right, you know, at the end of this. So BMW, they have had a decrease of about 7%. Market share has gone from about 7.3% to 6%. A number of cars sold has gone from 8,400 to 7,800. Citroën have had a good month. It's not as good as some other brands I could mention, but it's very good. I mean, if you're talking like, you know, your sales are up by 45%, that's not bad. Their market shares across has already gone from 1.4% to 1.8%. Number of cars sold has increased quite a lot, from 1,650 to 2,397. Cupra, though, even better, 130% increase. The market share's gone from 0.57 to 1.1. Number of cars sold has gone from 650 to 1,500. That's really good. They're actually challenging the next manufacturer on, which is Dacia. You would have thought Dacia would be doing really, really well at the moment, and sort of, inflation and that's uncertainty and things. But it probably is. It just can't sell the cars quick enough. That would just be my reading of this. Now they've gone up by 3%, which is good. Not everyone would sniff at that at all. Some of the brands on this list definitely wouldn't. In fact, the next one is quite a big decrease. So they've gone from about 1,850 to 1,900 cars sold. The market share's gone from 1.6 to 1.45. Again, that's generally because the market's up by 15%. So it's about a 3% increase. DS, they have not done so well. Another Stellantis brand, like Alfa Romeo and Abarth, which is not doing so well at the moment. Although there are other Stellantis brands which are doing a lot better, an awful lot better. Citroën, Fiat are doing much better. So with DS, they're down by 19%. Their market share has gone from 0.27 to 0.19. Number of cars sold has gone from 314 to 254. Fiat, probably due to selling lots of electric 500s, I think. That's kind of their newest model. I can't remember if they've sold, anything that's more new than that. I don't think they have. So they've had a 33% increase, which is very good. That's way above the market. Market share has correspondingly gone from 1.15% to 1.34. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,300 to 1,800. Ford, which used to be at the top of this chart every single month, finds itself just above Audi. That's not unusual now for a lot of the months that we cover on this channel, but there we go. They have had a good month though, 23% up. Market share has gone from 6.5 to 6.9%. Number of cars sold has gone from 7,500 to 9,200. Genesis have had the biggest increase of all, 707% increase. But when your increase is from 15 cars to 121, maybe that's not so much. I do like Genesis cars. I think they're great. If I had unlimited money, I might consider running a Genesis as a daily car, but I don't, and most of us don't. So that's really the problem. It's just a little bit too expensive for somebody like me. But they're very, very nice. I've driven a Genesis and then I'll walk around another one, and they're great. But yeah, it's just a little bit too expensive for me, I think, personally. We're gonna skip Aura, as in Aura Funky Cat. We're gonna skip the Aura Funky Cat because there's nothing to compare it against at the moment. Only sold 13 cars last month. They're probably all to themselves. I the rumour that there are some cars going out to customers, but there's not many, if there are any at all. Honda, 9% down. Number of cars sold has stayed very steady. It's gone from about 2,550 to about 2,300. Market share has decreased from 2.2 to 1.8. Yeah, it's not too bad. Honda's make some nice cars. I'd like to drive the new Civic, new HRV. Those look very nice. Hyundai. So it's good for Hyundai. With Hyundai and Kia, one tends to do better than the other does worse in any given month, which is really strange. In this month, it's Hyundai, 11% up. Market share's gone a little bit down though, because this is below the average of 15%. So it's gone from about 5% to about 4.7. Number of cars sold has increased though from 5,600 to 6,300. Jaguar, very good month for Jaguar, when everyone thought, well, they might actually discontinue the brand entirely. I'm sure evidence of this, maybe they shouldn't. A 56% increase. Market has gone from 0.6 to 0.8. Number of cars sold has gone from 700 to 1,000. Jeep, who just launched a Jeep Avenger, which I don't know if that's actually a rip-off of the old Chrysler Avenger. I don't know. We have to ask the marketing department at Stellantis about that. 71% increase, so very, very good. Market share's gone from 0.17 to 0.25. Number of cars sold has gone from 200 to 335. Land Rover, like their colleagues at Jaguar, have had a good month. Not quite as good as Jaguar, but still good. The increase is about 13%. Market share's gone from about 2.5 to about 2.4 though. Number of cars sold has increased though from 2,800 to 3,200. Lexus have had a decrease. I don't really know why. They make some very nice cars actually, Lexus. So it's a 12% decrease. Market share's dropped from 0.75 to 0.57. Number of cars sold has gone from about 900 to about 800. Maserati, for once, have had a good month. It's not often they do, actually. Had a 37% increase. Their market has actually gone up from 0.06 to 0.07, and number of cars sold has gone from 67 to 92. Mazda, who seem to be doing quite well, 24% increase to above the market. Market share has gone from 1.78 to 1.93. Number of cars sold has gone from about 2,000 to about 2,500. They make some nice cars, Mazda, some very attractive cars. Not all of their cars are attractive. There are a couple I don't like, but the Mazda 3 Saloon, I think, is a beautiful car. They just dropped the 6. You won't find that on their website anymore. That's one of the last cars in that particular market segment to have existed, but nobody wants to buy them anymore, which is a shame. Mercedes-Benz, now this is going to be a bit of a shock to you when you look below Mercedes-Benz, but they have gone down by 21%. Number of cars sold has gone from gone down from 6,400 to 5,000, and the market share has gone down from 5.5 to 3.8. It's weird because Audi almost sell double the number of cars Mercedes-Benz do in this country, which is real. I don't know what's happened in this country about Mercedes-Benz. I'm really kind of perplexed by it. I don't understand why they're not doing better than they are, because BMW do better, Audi do better. I don't really understand that, but never mind. The next one's MG. Oh my gosh, viewers, with VHS at the top and a ZS in about 9th place. MG have probably had their best month ever. Their market share has gone up from 3% to 6%. The number of cars sold has gone from 3,500 to 7,400. Just can't register these quick enough, can they? 109% increase. 109%. MG sold more cars last month than Vauxhall, Mercedes-Benz, Hyundai, almost as many as BMW, more than Skoda, and more than Volvo. I don't know what to say. The fact that I've been talking about their cars on my channel for so long has probably not had much of an effect at all. I know people say, oh, it's because of what you said. I don't think it is, personally. It's nice for people to say that. I don't think so. You can put in the comment section what you think the reason is, but it's probably not to do with my videos, to be honest. They're not perfect cars by any means either, really. But yeah, I've owned one myself. I had an MG3 when we started the channel. Mini, 21% decrease. Don't know why. Market has dropped quite a lot, 3% to 2%. A number of cars sold has gone from 3,500 to 2,700. Nissan, not too bad, 30% up. Their market share has gone from 3.8% to 4.3%. Number of cars sold has gone from 4,400 to 5,700. Peugeot, another Stellantis brand, not doing so well. It's a shame. Some of their cars I think are very attractive, Peugeot, at the moment, personally. 9% down. Market share has gone from 3.5 to 2.8. Number of cars sold has not decreased that much, but it's enough to sort of move the market share quite down considerably. It's gone down from 4,000 to 3,700. Polestar, wow. Polestar, I thought we were going to have a Porsche, but Polestar. My goodness me, what's happening at Polestar? 3,000 Their colleagues at Volvo have had a good month, but not as good as Polestar have. Look at this, 188% increase. Market share has gone from 0.28 to 0.69. Yeah, number of cars sold has gone from 300 to 900. Porsche, probably one of Polestar's rivals, I should think. 37% increase. Market share has gone from 1.1 to 1.4. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,300 to 1,800. So that's good. Renault, very good, 27% up. I wonder if it's anything to do with that Megane. No, sorry, not the Megane. They do sell the Megane. It's a sort of brand new type of car, actually. The Megane. It's not the same now as it was. It's a full electric car, to be honest. From memory, I haven't seen too many of those, but I've seen the Capture. So the Capture is a best-selling model. I bought for the Clio. And it's a very important car, actually. The Capture and the Clio sell a lot more in continental Europe than they do here. Over here, though, 2% of the market's gone to 2.3. Number of cars sold has gone from 2,400 to 3,000. 27% decrease. Seat, after years of sort of decline, really, that I've seen, I don't know what's happened. They sort of pulled it out the bag. Gone up to a 50% increase on January 2022. So market share has gone from 1.88 to 2.5. Number of cars sold has gone from 2,200 to 3,200. Skoda, even better, 72% increase. Market share has gone from 2.8% to 4.2. Number of cars sold has gone up from 3,200 to 5,500. Smart, negligible, that smart #1 or number one or whatever it is they're supposed to be calling it, that has not really come on stream yet, so the sales are really minimal. SsangYong, despite the fact their future is quite safe now, and we've discussed this actually in a very vague vlog before, when they're going to rebrand as KG Group or whatever it is, I don't know. I don't know what's going to quite happen to them. I'm just glad that the manufacturer has been saved. Market share has gone from 0.1 to 0.08. Number of cars sold has gone from 120 to 105, and that's a 12.5% decrease. Subaru, even fewer cars than SsangYong, 11% increase, but that's only 89 to 99 cars sold. Suzuki have had a good increase, actually, 54%. Their market share has gone from 0.84 to 1.1. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,000 to 1,500. That's very good. Tesla, you'd think that a market, a change in sales of 1,200% would be good, but it's nothing like at all what it was in December 2022. We're talking 45 cars to 579, but the market share of that has jumped from 0.04 to 0.4. The thing is about Teslas, they're registered in batches. They don't have an additional dealer network. The outlets are all owned by Tesla UK. They're not owned by franchises. So a number of Teslas come in on a boat, and Tesla UK registers them, normally on A or L prefixes, and that's about it. There are some other prefixes, but those ones I mainly see, and that's it. So this is a month when a little shipments come in, but it's not the shipment that sort of put a Tesla right at the top, which is what it normally does for the month when they come in. Toyota, 7% increase, so it's not as good. The market share has gone down from 7% to 6.5%. Number of cars sold has gone from 8,000 to 8,600, but because that's below the average, it's not so good. Vauxhall minus 20%. I've no idea why. Maybe they can't sell these Corsas quickly enough, or the Corsa E. I think there's actually another different name for it. It's called the Corsa Electric, maybe. I can't remember. So yeah, 5.7% of the market's gone to 4%. Number of cars sold has gone from 6,600 to 200 approximately. Volkswagen, always at the moment the biggest brand of this country, particularly if they've had a massive increase in sales, which they have. 46% increase. Market share's gone from 7% to 7.4 to 9.4. It's almost 10% of the market is now Volkswagen. And then you add the other brands up, it's even more than that. It's crazy. So 8,500 to 12,400, and yeah, there we are. Volvo, good month for Volvo, 30% up. That is from 2.9% to the market to 3.3. Number of cars sold has gone from 3,300 to 4,300. So overall, it's about 50% up. The totals are about 115,000 in January 2022. Last month, 132,000. So a significant increase. So there we are, viewers. Apologies for this terrible lighting once again. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below. And yes, I always think this is interesting, so we'll continue to do this, even if some of you just can't be bothered to watch the videos. Some of you really like them, so we'll continue doing them. Thank you ever so much indeed once again.